Alright, what is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. As always, thanks for joining me. Please do like and subscribe, leave a comment down below and all that good stuff. Today we're just going to be taking a look at some of the news quickly of today in cryptocurrency and basically see what we're looking at. So obviously this is one of the main stories, I think. Elon Musk talking to Donald Trump about crypto and some of the potential legislation that's going to be passed in the US in regards to cryptocurrency and obviously regulation of crypto. Recently we've seen a lot of SEC oversight and overhanded meddling, I would say, in the cryptocurrency space. Overall, we've also seen a lot of Donald Trump in the media. Obviously we saw the case results yesterday and just basically a lot of chatter and stuff to do with Donald Trump in the markets. And I think Elon Musk obviously has been in and around the crypto sphere for quite a lot of time, and all these things affect the markets obviously. And right now I do think that Elon Musk being involved with Donald Trump in terms of crypto legislation will probably be a good thing, giving him a bit of advice. I think Donald Trump has been increasingly using the cryptocurrency narrative to gain potential voters as well. Obviously, it's yet to be seen whether or not he'll even be allowed to run, considering what we've been seeing in the US. But overall, I do think that he's probably not going to be derailed by this, and I think he'll probably end up being the president, to be honest, in terms of just being completely impartial. I don't think people are going to be voting for Biden, so they're going to be voting for Trump, basically. So overall, I think this could only be a good thing. We'll see what happens with Donald Trump as time goes on, but right now I would say things looking okay. So, second article, first movers in America, crypto in the red ahead of Friday's US inflation data. Obviously, we've got some inflation data stuff coming on, which is literally today, isn't it? This may be out by the time this video gets put out, but as you can see, obviously, Bitcoin has basically been ranging, going sideways for a good while, and I think the inflation data is definitely going to affect the price in quite a significant way today. We may well see a big swing in either direction, as we always do see. Overall, obviously with the ETF for Ethereum being approved as well, we're probably going to see some really nice movement to the upside over the next year for Ethereum as well. Lots of inflows for that. Could well be listed, as it says, by the end of June here, which would be very interesting indeed. BlackRock obviously filed for the ability to do that as well. We've seen a massive inflow of BlackRock into the Bitcoin ETF. Overall, things looking really, really good in terms of how things are going in the crypto space. As you can see, looking at government bonds here, this is a really interesting chart actually. Knocking at the 5% level yet again. Lots of interesting stuff going on in the financial space. Next article. Proposal to cap EOS supply at 2.1 billion approved, which is interesting. This is actually quite a big piece of news for EOS because they've had a very, very interesting debate amongst the holders about the fixed supply and also the burn of potentially all the excess. As you can see, it's been approved now, so we're going to have a 2.1 billion capped supply for EOS, which is probably going to mean that the price will rise. Obviously, supply and demand, very, very simple. Overall, this is a really big news for EOS. EOS is a big platform that has been a crypto for a long, long time. And overall, I would say things right now, we are just basically waiting for more upside in the markets for EOS and a lot of other cryptos. This is really, really bullish for EOS specifically, but obviously it hasn't had that much movement recently. It's been a bit of a dead platform for a while, hasn't it? So, next article, crypto voters are already disrupting the 2024 election and it's set to continue. Obviously, Donald Trump has been touting a lot of cryptocurrency stuff in order to gain some voters, and I think it's certainly a big part of the debate now, or a reasonably large part of the debate that has been essentially causing people to vote one way or the other. Biden has been, from what I can tell at least, quite anti-crypto, whilst Donald Trump is touting being very pro-crypto, being the businessman mindset that he is. He's probably looking to gain more voters in that regard, and I think it is definitely working. We've seen a massive amount of cryptos being launched in regards to him and the narrative surrounding him, and they have been doing really, really well. I have personally actually invested in a few of them, just because I think that riding that narrative is probably going to be a really smart move going into this election this year. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about legislation, there's lots of SEC oversight going on, etc. So something very, very interesting to keep an eye on. Another big piece of news, one of the lieutenants for the crypto king, Sam Bankman-Fried, obviously from FTX, has been jailed for 7 years after this massive implosion of FTX in the bear market. We've seen this guy get finally put in prison as well. Obviously, Sam Bankman-Fried got put in prison for 25 years for essentially stealing $8 billion from FTX customers, which is pretty insane. But you can see overall, this is obviously just always all these kinds of things were coming around. There's quite a lot of interesting detail here that you might want to go and look at. But overall, right now, this is looking like another very interesting piece of news in the crypto space. Someone probably getting what they deserve after taking advantage of investors on the platform. Another interesting article, I thought this was very interesting. A botnet taken down and a lot of crypto, $29 million in cryptocurrency seized. Obviously, I think these bots are in regard to, let's have a look. Infected computers in nearly 200 countries and facilitated a host of crimes, including financial frauds, identity theft, and child exploitation. Very, very interesting. I'm guessing they basically hacked into people's data and then basically blackmailed them against it, which is very, very interesting. You can see just how insidious this could be. Obviously, cryptocurrency, everyone will say cryptocurrency was used because it's, you know, essentially faceless unless you obviously tie it to some kind of bank account, etc. But obviously, this is always the narrative surrounding cryptocurrency, isn't it? That it's used for illicit purposes, even though it's obvious that cash is obviously always going to be king in regards to untraceable transactions. But anyway, this is also very, very interesting daily piece of news. And then this NOT token that rallied 28%. I don't actually know too much about this NOT coin, but it's actually emerged into the top 100 as I saw in my market overview today. Very, very interesting overall. A really, really big move to the upside, which is really, really interesting. As you can see, it's just had a huge pump to the upside despite the market being a bit boring and going sideways. Bitcoin's been going sideways, but we have seen a few cryptos starting to move to the upside. You can see NOT coin here has been basically heading to the upside. I think it's going to start getting it's basically posted on loads of centralized exchanges really, really soon. And then I think this is my final piece of news that I wanted to look at. Coinbase diversifies revenue sources as the digital asset trading matures. Obviously, they've been making a ton of money, Coinbase have, on all the trading fees, all the sign-ups to their platform. Obviously, they've been having a really, really decent time in the stock market as well. And overall, right now, you can see Coinbase here. They are doing extremely well. I think they're looking to basically diversify some of their revenue into some other different revenue streams. They're obviously very, very, very transient in terms of their huge amounts of volume that they get during bull markets, and then in bear markets they have much less volume. So you can see that right now the trading volume in the first quarter of the year was 56 billion compared to 177 billion in the fourth quarter of 2021. Obviously right now we are just getting back into the bull market, so they're basically going to be looking to diversify, I think, some of their revenue streams because they can't rely solely on trading fees when the markets are so transient. But overall, I think some very, very interesting news today. Like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.